Thanks. So just start?
Just go for it.
Okay, great. I'm David Rudewick. This is Michael Height. We actually were married 9 years ago religiously in Washington, D.C. And then in 2004, we were living in Massachusetts. So we were part of the big revolution that happened when a lot of us were able to civilly get married. Since then, we moved to Maine, and that's where the difficulty comes in because Maine doesn't have marriage. So I haven't been able to get health insurance. Health insurance, there aren't a lot of providers that provide for states that have such small populations. So in order to have insurance, it costs a fortune, and we're not able to afford that. And Michael actually works at a hospital. We live in Maine and work in New Hampshire, which complicates matters even more because New Hampshire has civil unions, and because they have civil unions, they think that it is going to confer rights that it doesn't confer. So at Michael's hospital, he has insurance, and I am not able to have insurance. I run a nonprofit school-to-career program, and we have limited funds, and they do give me some money for benefits, but I'm not able to afford insurance in New Hampshire. I know that's the case in Maine also because we've looked into that. So that's the real intangible reason why we need to have equal marriage, because it means everything to us, to my health, especially as we're getting older. But I also think about families that have kids, and it's especially as we're getting older, and it's just a struggle to make it. It's a struggle for any of us to make it. So it just doesn't serve any of us to not have those benefits extended to us. Do you have anything, Chuck?
And for me, it's just equality. Equality now. Equal rights for all.
Yeah. And I also, because I do work with kids in schools, anti-gay harassment is such a huge issue, and it's the subtle and it's the overt. And I grew up in Texas, and growing up in Texas, it is a very different day even today, and sometimes teachers aren't as proactive about stopping it, and over time that really takes a toll on young people that are getting harassed. And I was one of those kids, and I didn't get harassed. I played football, and I still tried to take my life at 16, not because I was targeted, but because of all the comments and just the negativity around it. That was back in 1986, but I imagine in Texas it's still pretty much the same. And here in Maine, I know that it happens, and we have laws to help protect it, but having referendums like this really makes it tough for our kids because they're stuck in a place where they don't have any of those protections because they really feel that they're at it alone. They're really not, because there's a lot of us out here, but they could be isolated in these small towns, and it's really hard for them to have to stick up and say anything, and it's just another way that I think their peers use to get at them. So it's really, really important because from our youngest kids to our elders who have been together for 30 or 40 years. It's just time, and evolution progresses forward, and we can't go back now. So please support marriage rights. Thank you.
Thank you.